Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but you're still wrong. Okay, so this week's theme is TV shows, and I did make a video about TV shows, and then I went to Shakespeare class today, and shit got personal. Also, before I start my giant rant that I need to do, that I've already done on Tumblr, but I will do it again because I'm very furious about this, I apologize for the lighting. I'm still working out the kinks of that, so hopefully it's okay for you guys. Okay, so today in Shakespeare class, we were talking about the different versions of Romeo and Juliet, as you're bound to do in a Shakespeare class, especially if you're focusing on the movies that have been done in Shakespeare, which is what my class does. So we watched a version of the, is it pronounced Fachin? It's the, Zeffirelli, the Zeffirelli version, and it's a meritable version in the 60s, and it made a lot of waves with having the two young actors and actresses, and I really commend them for actually casting young actors and actresses because no one ever does that, and it was very impressive, and I really enjoyed it, and it was very interesting seeing that dynamic, and so that has its merits. And then there's the Baz Luhrmann version, which used to be my favorite movie when I was 13, and I literally watched it every day for 1 year. Every day, I kid you not, it would be on my television. I own it. It has been used more times than any DVD, including Titanic, which is saying something. And I understand people have problems with it, especially if you're not a Baz Luhrmann fan with all his color and explosion and weird takes on things. I get it. It's fine. You don't like that style. I forgive you. Everyone's entitled to your own opinion. Except for when, oh, it's not like the play at all. It's a completely different interpretation. I don't like it. Then you're wrong, because you are shutting out different interpretations of things, and you are closing your mind. Theater is about different interpretations every single fucking time, okay? That's just what it is. My Romeo and Juliet set in a private school that I did last year. It was set in a private school, so we had uniforms on, and we had a girl group of Capulets, and then the guy group of Montague boys, and it was super weird and thrown around. I've never seen anything like that. Did everyone like it? Hell yes they did, because it's cool, okay? Any version that you do of Romeo and Juliet will be cool, no matter what you do, unless you sit around and you read it with it close to your face. Obviously, that's not going to be cool at all. But if you ever bring, a great interpretation, you tried, and I will commend you for that every single step of the way. So where did this all start? This girl in my class maybe a week ago, she just said, oh, those movies that we're watching in class look really good except for Romeo plus Juliet. And at first I'm like, people, I've heard people say that before, and it annoys me every single time, because it's just really? It annoys you that much? Really? Personally, this movie made me like Romeo and Juliet, because I read it, and I was like, these characters are the most annoying things ever. How could you ever like them? They're so young and naive, and I don't even think they're actually in love. I mean, they're just, so impulsive and stupid. And then I saw the Baz Luhrmann version, and I'm like, I get it. I completely get it. I understand. And now now after doing the show, I really enjoy it. It's not my favorite Shakespeare play, but I enjoy it, and it's Romeo and Juliet. You love it. It's just a thing. And so at first I was a little, so going back to the few days ago, I was like, okay, so you don't like that version. We're already going to have some tension there because it's Leonardo DiCaprio. I like everything Leonardo DiCaprio is in. He could do a musical version of Panthers on Ice. I just made that up. He could do that, and I will still go see it multiple times. It's fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. He's the greatest person ever, and he deserves an Oscar. And one day he will get one. Even if I'm dead, I will be applauding from my tomb when that happens. But we had class for a few times, and, we never really watched the different Romeo and Juliet versions, because we're still working on Shakespeare in Love, and so we never really talked about it. Today we got to Romeo and Juliet. And we watched the Baz Luhrmann version, and she raises her hand, and she says, Claire Danes just doesn't do it for me as Juliet. Excuse me, this is Claire Danes. She is a fantastic actress. How does she not do it for you as Juliet? You want to know her response? Oh, she wasn't young enough. Well, yeah, she wasn't young enough. You can clearly see she's older than 13, which is the play. We're not playing that kind of version. Directors can choose to not address that, and that's what happens. She chose to address her as not a stupid person, as not a young and naive person, and that's the director's interpretation, and that's Claire Danes' interpretation. So you can't not like it because it's a completely different interpretation. You cannot appreciate that interpretation, but you can't not like it. Does that make any sense at all? I feel like I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I know I am. So, but that's my opinion, and I got really mad because just by like saying, oh, that's not the interpretation that I know, I'm not going to like it. That's essentially what she was saying. And I don't like when people just close it off because that's not the interpretation they know. And now I got really infuriated about it, and so now my video is not about TV shows, but actually about Shakespeare. Whoa, that's a total 360. Well, not really. No, Shakespeare, no. That's really not a 360 at all. Same ballpark. Same ballpark. So here I am again, disregarding the theme. Quality stuff, Mads, quality stuff. Rachel, I will see you tomorrow, and I'll talk to you all next week. Bye!